Hey guys! So this has been requested a few times, and by a few I mean a lot. So this video is going to focus on how I draw eyes. I don't know if I want to say it's how to draw eyes because, I'm not very good. And also everybody does it differently, but this is a video on how I draw them. So maybe you can learn a few things or maybe not, who cares. So I'm going to start with the most basic steps, which is I'm going to show you how I start drawing them first, and then I'm going to get into the kind of shapes and how you place them and all that good stuff. So the first thing to do when drawing eyes is draw a circle. So I have a sketch here, but let me just hide that for a second. So for fire alpaca, like I said, you can use the snaps, which is kind of like stencils. But, whoa, that turned out really big. But it doesn't have to be perfect. So even if you don't have this kind of thing, just draw something like, well, maybe not like that, but something like that would be fine too. So after you draw your circle, duplicate the layer 2 more times and then put them side by side. So let me get that. So the reason why you have 3 circles side by side is because they act as your guideline. So between the 2 eyes, which are going to be these two, there should be a space between them that is about the same size as the eyes, which is why I have this right here so that I know not to draw in here. These are going to be guidelines, so I lock the layer so that I don't accidentally draw on it, and then I lower the opacity, and then on the layer above I actually draw the eye. The reason why it's circle is because your eyeballs are circles and it helps you with eyelids. So if I was going to draw somebody with like half open eyes, I would do something like that, and then this would act like the eyelid, or I know where the eyelid is, that kind of stuff. I can't really explain how I draw them. I learned this from Aaron Hansen, who happens to be my art inspiration and my overall life inspiration / idol, whatever. He said it was something like you draw the eye first and then you kind of draw like the skin over it. So this would be like the eyelid. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I could explain it better, but I just can't. But I will say doing it this way, drawing the circle first, makes it a lot easier. Alright, so fast forward to when I finished drawing the eyes. You can see that my guideline was right here, the blue line, but after I drew them I realized I was too low, and that's what I want to talk about right now, which is placement. So the lower the eyes are on the face, the more young they look. They look younger or maybe more feminine, that kind of stuff. The higher the eyes are on the face, the older they look, or sometimes if you do it too high, it might mean they just have like a long face, which is fine. I mean, not everybody has the same face length. So just make sure you understand that if it's too high, it's either a long face or maybe you did that by accident. I don't know. I know that if you're drawing a human, the eye placement is usually aligned with the tops of the ears. Right now I'm not drawing a human, so I don't know if I want to put his eyes at the tops of his ears. But with humans, it's usually at the top of the ears. Okay, now to the fun stuff, which is eye shapes. This is one of my favorite parts. So, eye shapes are really cool, and there's a lot of things that affect eye shapes, such as genetics, personality types, and your age. So the first thing is genetics, which I'm not going to talk too much about because it's often overlooked for art styles. So when I mean genetics, I mean, such as my character right here, he's half Chinese, so I gave him kind of like slimmer eyes than most of my other characters, but it also has to do with his personality, which I'm going to talk about. But I was going to say genetics are often overlooked because of art styles. There's a lot of characters, fictional characters you can see who are like of Asian descent, but they still have big eyes because that's just how the art style is, and everybody else has the same eye shape, so they kind of follow that pattern as well. But for personality, that's what I find to be the most influential thing for eye shapes, at least for all of the artists that I follow. For example, this guy right here, he has long, narrow eyes, and I did this because there are a lot of fictional characters you might see fictional who are not good. They might be portrayed as evil, or maybe they're not even evil, maybe they're scheming kind of. The thing with this character is that most people, when they see eyes this shape, kind of just narrow, and they assume that he might be bad, especially with his color palette too, is all dark colors. But he's not at all bad, so I kind of went against it, kind of like he has the face of a guy that doesn't look cool, but he's actually kind of cool. So you can use eye shapes for that. They go against the stereotype because like I said, these eyes, these narrow and kind of scheming looking eyes are used for bad guys, while big round eyes are used for people who are usually younger or people who are more innocent. Right here you see this character, his eyes are a lot more relaxed, you know, they're kind of like half closed, but it has nothing to do with his alignment. Like he's not like a bad guy, but he's more relaxed. So that's kind of how it plays into personality. So if a character is more relaxed, maybe their eyes are going to be like half open, you know, kind of like chill. And maybe if a character is more hyper, his eyes are going to be way more bigger, he's more alert all the time, that kind of good stuff. Another thing that I wanted to go over really quick before we get into eyebrows are eyelashes. Eyelashes, I've noticed, happen to be overlooked a lot, whether it's just a person or their art style or the characters. But eyelashes can add so much personality to a character or to your art style. So let's talk about that really fast. I like to do different eyelashes for different characters. So this guy right here, he has some very sharp eyelashes. He kind of has like, it looks like a winged eyeliner kind of look. But I thought it looked really cool on him. But eyelashes can add a lot to a character, and I've noticed that people who do tend to draw eyelashes tend to only give them to girls. But here's the thing. People of all genders have eyelashes. It's not just like a girl thing. So I give eyelashes to all of my characters. If you don't draw eyelashes, that's totally fine. It's all up to you. It's all your style, your art style, or whatever. But I recommend you try it like at least once. And at least on one masculine character, because it's really cool and it adds a lot. I mean, I think it adds a lot. Yay! Okay, so now we get to talk about one of my favorite things, which are eyebrows. That turned out too long. Eyebrows are also affected by pretty much the same thing as eyes, so genetics, personality, that stuff, but it also can do with grooming. I guess I'll talk about that later. But for genetics, as in maybe their family is on the hairier side, so they have like thicker, more wild eyebrows, and maybe their family have, you know, thinner eyebrows, that kind of stuff. So that's mostly if you're gonna draw like siblings or parents, you know, you can do like the matching eyebrows kind of thing, that kind of good stuff. But that's really all I have to say on genetics, just because, as I said, it's often overlooked with art styles. So just like eyes, eyebrows can be influenced by personality, but I noticed that they're not as influenced by personality as eyes, because I don't know, it's just there's way more different eye shapes to go for, and they can depict personality more than eyebrows. I've noticed there's been a trend for thicker eyebrows because that's just what's in nowadays. So a lot of people are giving their characters a lot more thicker eyebrows, but you really should get into the habit of doing different eyebrow shapes. Length is a pretty good thing to talk about. See, this character has very short eyebrows. I know I have another one right here. He has very short. His are short and thick, while this guy is short and thin. And also you can see right here, they're kind of ungroomed, which was what I was talking about with the grooming. This guy has some wonky eyebrows. Here's a character who has like, because he's in an anime, so I kind of tried to shape them as they are in canon. Rounder, shorter. So you can see there's so many, so many types of eyebrow, the shapes and the length and the thickness and the shagginess. And so don't just give all of your characters the same stick eyebrow. You know, just try out different shapes and sizes, and you'll be surprised how much it can change a character. It's just so crazy and it's so fun. Maybe I can give him like this kind of stuff. Look at that. Look, it's like a little, it's only 2 more lines and it added so much. 2 lines! That's what art is. It's amazing. So I think I covered just about everything that I wanted to get through. I'm sorry if it wasn't more like how to draw eyes, because I kind of just skipped through that. Whoa! Those are some really thick eyebrows. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I kind of inspired you to try different eye shapes and eyelashes and eyebrows, because they play a huge part. That part of the face plays a huge part in emotions and facial expressions and personality and character. Okay, I'm done. My voice is getting strained. It's a good time. Okay, Thank you so much for watching. I do these tutorials every single Tuesday, and Saturdays are speed paint, so if you want to keep updated and not miss a single video, you should subscribe. Also, thumbs up this video if you liked it or if it helped you, because the more likes I get on a video, the more likely it's going to be easier for other people to find this video. So that's a good reason for liking and subscribing, and comments are also good. I take video requests, so if you have a certain tutorial you want to see or how I draw a certain thing, just let me know and I'll try to get on that. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Bye!